bunch of hornets dance. Snapback caps, pep rallies, ready. Spirits never lack. Lost in pride with style in the swag sack. In the quad, we ain't never gonna stop. In the quad, we always on top. In the quad, feel the music drop. In the quad, groups run deep.
What's going on, HBCU family? It is Wednesday, December 4th, and you are locked into a brand new episode of In the Quad with Nick Eden. I am your gracious host, Nick Eden, and we are back with another jam-packed show. I am totally excited about this because on Wednesday today, we are back in our regular format of the show. I'm loving how I'm able to switch up the variety just a little bit. But I do love the regular format of the show. And if you are tuning into In the Quad for the first time, for the very first time, you will know, you may not know, that at In the Quad, we take all of the main trending topics across the entire HBCU landscape. That's Twitter /X, Instagram, Snapchat, Fanbase, Fizz, Facebook, TikTok, you name it, we got it. And we condense those into 4 main topics. That's the first part of the show. The second part of the show is my absolute favorite, which is our fam topics. These are the questions and comments that you, the viewer, have submitted to me. And if they are appropriate and they get past Uncle Samson, who some of y'all may meet for the first time in a little bit, then we will read them on the show. If they are not appropriate, I will delete them faster than people are jumping in the transfer portal right now. Anyway, so y'all, I don't see any reason not to get right into it. We got a lot going on. And listen, this shuffle, man, this HBCU coaches search right now is hot. It's hot so far as of this broadcast. Excuse me. As of this broadcast, this is who we got that's currently looking for head coaches. You got Prairie View A&M, who parted ways with Coach Bubba McDowell shortly after the loss to, actually it was 24 hours after the loss to Alabama State. Shaw University, and please forgive me, I forget the coach's name. I got a lot of coach names in my head right now. Which I got some thoughts on Shaw University that I'll talk about just a second. Then you've got, which I don't think anybody was surprised at this, Coach Connell Maynard was let go from Alabama A&M. And then you've got an opening at Lane College. I do not know the coach's name there. Again, I'm sorry. This just broke today. Coach Vincent Brown has been let go by North Carolina A&T, and they are on a search for a brand new head coach. And you got Dawson Owens, who we all know was let go from Norfolk State University after, I want to say it was 2 seasons with the Trojans, 2 or 3 seasons with the Trojans. So, all right, let's talk about it for a second. So you got a lot of people out there that sit on one or the other side of the fence on coaching changes. Coach Vincent Brown was let go from North Carolina A&T after 2 seasons. Dawson Owens was let go from Norfolk State after 2 or 3 seasons. Connell Maynard, this was his 7th. He was the longest tenured coach in the SWAC, and this was his 7th season in the conference. And so you have people that are on one or the other side of the fence when it comes to a coach taking the time to rebuild a program. Okay. You got one person that's going to say, hey, it's going to take 3 to 5 years to build out a program, right? To truly change the program around. You're starting from scratch with recruiting. You're starting from scratch with this or that. It's going to take some time, 3 to 5 years. All right. And so in that regard, that type of person would not be mad at all at the Maynard firing. And then the person you got on the other side is like, well, it doesn't take that long to turn around a program. I'm right in the middle. We see it's very situational. It depends on the coach. It depends on the resources. It depends on what's already in place in terms of staff, in terms of players, what's been done from a recruitment standpoint. And I think that's one of those things where you have to take it by case basis. It's not so this is just a standard to let them go out 2 years. No, that's not the case. When you look at a situation like Jackson State, there was an immediate turnaround. Obviously, with Coach Prime came resources, came a quarterback, came quite a few things, right? Let's just be honest. I don't want to call it a cheat code because I don't want anybody from Jackson State in my mentions talking about, oh, you saying we're cheating. No. It's, for lack of a better term, it's kind of a cheat code when you come in with someone like a Coach Prime. Everybody is not going to be Deion Sanders, period. Now, that's one instance. Then you also have to look at an instance like Eddie Robinson Jr., whereas before you had 4 back-to-back losing seasons at Alabama State, still with a strong defense, but not really with that identity. And he comes around, and in his first year, not only as a head coach of the school, but a head coach, period, he comes around and he turns it into a winning season, his first season. Has had winning seasons every season since he's been there. But again, case-by-case basis, there was some strong recruiting that was there, particularly on the defensive side. You got a guy who was defensive-minded, and you're coming into a school with a sizable amount of resources and facilities. So in that regard, sure, a year, 2 years, yeah, you can turn a program around. Teddy Keaton, another example of it. Teddy Keaton, I don't want to call it a cheat code, but I mean, he came with a great offensive line. He took a bunch of his players from Allen, including David Wright, who's a phenomenal quarterback, and brought them from Allen to Clark Atlanta. Clark Atlanta has had 5 winning seasons since 1985, but then to turn around and his first year there, they're in the SIAC championship. You know, that is good recruiting. That's good coaching. That's, you know, I can't even really say the resources other than that blood red field. Let me just go ahead and say this now. Y'all know 2 of my sisters graduated from CAU. They be on my ass about talking about Clark Atlanta. I'm telling you, it's hilarious. They know I love the school. So in those type of instances, sure. Would I hold them to a standard of, hey, these are 3 instances of 3 coaches that came in and immediately turned the program around? Absolutely. Absolutely. Sure. And would I look at someone like a Coach Vincent Brown and say, dude, 2 years and we're the worst that we've ever been, especially when you consider where North Carolina A&T was? Yeah, I can see letting him go. But I do think that these schools have to start putting themselves in position to understand that it's not just the coach. Now, I'm going to pull this graphic back up, and I want to take a look at, let's give some examples here. Alabama A&M. Now, if you all follow this space, then, you know, maybe about a month and a half ago, maybe, I was on Sheila Z channel. It was me, Timona, Mr. Ford, Doc Holliday, and Jay White, who's an Alabama A&M alum. Now, Jay White and I were going back and forth, and yes, it was banter. But I asked a question that I really did want answers to. Like, and I'm not being funny. I really don't know. So I'm asking because I want people to let me know. Besides the spring 2021 championship, the football championship that Alabama A&M won, have they won any other championships across any sports in the last 5 years? And I say that because, okay, you take football. Obviously, there was a spring championship, which people can talk about, oh, it was a COVID championship. They only played 5 games. Well, guess what? If you play and win 5 games in the MEAC, your ass is the MEAC champion. So I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear people keep talking, because any school, if it had been FAMU, if it had been Jackson State, if it had been Bama State, Prairie View, Texas Southern, whoever, anyone who would have competed in that season and won the SWAC championship would have said, we are the SWAC champions. So I do not look at A&M any type of way for claiming that championship. They played the game that was in front of them and they won. And I'm sick of y'all trying to treat that championship like it was just nothing. Because every single one of y'all would have been claiming it too. So let's cut that out. That's first. But seriously, when it comes to baseball and softball, that's pretty much been going back and forth between FAMU, Jackson State, Bama State, and I want to say, has Bethune-Cookman? I think Bethune-Cookman got in 1 year with it in both of those sports. Volleyball has pretty much gone between FAMU, Bama State, Jackson State. Bowling has pretty much gone between FAMU, Bama State. What am I missing here? Soccer. I think soccer has been Jackson State and Grambling or Southern. Track and field has been mostly Bama State. So I'm genuinely asking, because now we got to ask ourselves, because I watched AD Paul Bryant on From the Hill podcast. He's the AD at Alabama A&M. And I see the vision that Dr. Williams is looking to take Alabama A&M, what Paul Bryant looks to take at A&M. But I do have to ask the question, if we're judging it on record, which for what it's worth, Kyle Maynard's record as head coach at A&M, while it may have not been what y'all thought it was going to be, it wasn't bad in comparison. And if that's the case, are you making those same changes with the other sports? Because again, if we're judging on championships, unless I'm wrong, the only championship that has been brought to you in the last 5 years has been by Kyle Maynard. So if anybody would have had a question of, hey man, hey bro, say bro, especially you can also consider that in the last 5 years, 3 of those years, Alabama A&M has been first or second in offense in the conference. So should Paul Bryant's job be on the line too? Because across all sports, they have not been producing championships. So there are a lot of things that come into it. There are a lot of questions that come into it when you're talking about sports, when you're talking about building programs and the culture of programs. And you know, so I just think these are all individual cases. Now, make no mistake about it. Let's go back to this graphic. There's going to be a healthy amount of, additional schools popping up on this, because when you consider that the favorite for A&T so far would be Sean Gibbs, which is now going to put Fort Valley State on this list. Then you're talking about possibly Fred McNair or Sam Shade. If Sam Shade goes to Alabama A&M, now you're talking about Miles College needing a coach, and they're going to go on the list. Norfolk, we can talk about the fact, hey, look, it's been speculated that Mike Vick is coming. Somebody asked about this in Fan Topics, and I'll talk a little bit about it more then. But you expect to see some more D2 teams on there. Expect to see some more Division I teams on there. It's a lot going on. But what we're going to do is we're going to take our first commercial break. When we get back, we will get into our next main topic. It's In the Quad with Nick Eden.
Technology lets you monitor your pet when you're not at home. But to monitor threats to your hybrid workforce wherever they are, you need more than technology. You need CDW, who gets to know your business and can design and deploy custom solutions with pre-configured HP notebooks with HP Wolf Security. AI-enabled threat detection and remote management protect your endpoints 24/7, giving your defenses some real teeth.
Bummer.
HP makes always-on remote security possible. CDW makes it powerful.
Whether you call her Granny, Nana, my dear, she knows a treat makes any meal special. So come to McDonald's and treat yourself to the Grandma McFlurry today. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Time to call a credit repair company to fix my credit. Hold the phone, man. You can do it yourself with Credit Versio. That's way too hard. Call the credit repair company. Most credit repair companies only work on 1 or 2 accounts at a time, making it slow and expensive. You won't figure that out for months. Ignore him. Credit Versio's brilliant software scans all 3 credit bureaus, finds the accounts that are hurting your score, and guides you through the entire process. Anyone can do it. Let's fast forward and see the results. Wow, I fixed my own credit and saved hundreds. You can do this. Visit creditversio.com.
Amazon fall favorites are here. Save on fashion, home, beauty, and more. Shop Amazon fall favorites now.
When I push, I feel good. Push. When I push, I feel good. When I pull, I feel good.
Welcome back to In the Quad with Nick Eden. Boy, oh boy. Listen, I'm not even going to go there right now. I just got an email that I ain't gonna go there. I swear, this space is dominated by emotions. Let me just say that. And emotions will have you broke. Emotions will have you in lawsuits. Emotions will have you out of a job. I'm gonna just leave it at that. Do with that what you will. Do with that what you will. Welcome back to In the Quad with Nick Eden. It is 20 past the hour. Y'all, we are right in the middle of our HBCU main topics. So here's the thing. Let me go ahead and say this. In the Quad with Nick Eden is an objective show. And all positive coverage of HBCUs is a win for the entire culture. That being said, personally, Nick Eden absolutely hates the Atlanta Falcons. Love the city. It was my home for 12 years. But I cannot stand the Falcons. But when they do something good, damn it, you got to recognize it. So, that being said, shout out to the Atlanta Falcons. This comes to us from blackenterprise.com. Atlanta Falcons team up with HBCUs to offer pipeline to sports and entertainment jobs. This partnership was designed to give the students an edge. The Atlanta Falcons and Spelman College, Morehouse College, Morris Brown College, and Clark Atlanta University continue collaborating on the AMB Sports and Entertainment Fellowship, a program designed to give students an edge as they pursue careers in sports and entertainment. According to 11 Alive, AMBSC was created in 2023 to give students at the program's partner university the chance to stand out after graduation, and this year has also been a success. Since the program's creation, it is now expanded from 12 fellows to 15 fellows and covers a wider range of departments in the AMBSC. In August, the Atlanta Falcons issued a press release announcing that Wells Fargo had joined this initiative to offer fellowships and to HBCU students in the Atlanta area. According to the press release, these participants will now have access to roles within player engagement, live events, entertainment, stadium production, graphic design, brand communications, and more. In addition, due to increased demand, more corporate partnerships have been added. Participants will receive hands-on experience from the Atlanta Falcons at their home field, Mercedes-Benz Stadium. They will also receive mentorship from associates and executives at Wells Fargo and AMBSE. Latonda Henderson, the AMBSE Chief DEI Officer and a Spelman graduate, recently told 11 Alive that the program's main benefit is opportunity. I'm going to read this whole thing because this is really dope. I ain't going to hold you. I know that all we need is an opportunity. There's so much talent There's so much passion. There's so much enthusiasm on our campuses. So when we have the opportunity and that door is open for us, there's no stopping, as Henderson said. Ty Roberson, Senior Vice President of Philanthropy and Community Impact at Wells Fargo, told the outlet that the program students and alumni have been, oh crap, where'd it go? This is the problem I have with websites with all these daggone ads on them. The alumni have been impressive so far. We are proud not only of this initiative, but the students and alumni of the program who continue to impress us with their work ethic and collaboration and passion. In her comments, Roberson indicated that she was excited about the benefits for the program's participant. Wells Fargo is the bank of doing, and we are working to level the playing field by connecting HBCU students in Atlanta with their career goals and financial education resources to prepare them for life after graduation. We're so proud to partner with the Falcons in this first-of-a-kind program that offers HBCU students from the top universities across Atlanta the chance to immerse themselves in the front office of a professional sports team and to experience how sponsors align with teams to drive positive change in communities. Bravo. Now, I can talk mess about the Falcons all day, but absolutely bravo. And I am 100% expecting that the Houston Texans follow through, the Dallas Cowboys follow through. I'm 100% expecting that my New Orleans Saints, when you consider that you got Xavier, Southern New Orleans, and Dillard sitting right in New Orleans, I'm expecting that my New Orleans Saints do the same thing. I am expecting that Charlotte becomes a hub for the Carolina Panthers to do the same thing with Johnson C. Smith, as well as North Carolina Central, as well as North Carolina A&T, and so many others. I think this is absolutely phenomenal. I think that the Falcons, I think that Arthur Blank, they should all be commended for this, and I hope to see this continue. So bravo to the Falcons. Bravo to the Falcons, I guess, for doing their thing on this. You will never 28-3. The Falcons blew 23 lead in the Super Bowl. Anyway, so, but shout out to them. So if you got students at Morris Brown, Clark Atlanta, Spelman, or Morehouse, let them know about this opportunity if they don't know it already, and get them prepared for it. All right. Now, our next main topic. I ain't gonna lie, this is gonna piss off a few people, and I don't care. I don't care because I think this is needed. I think this will the state of Division II HBCU football needs this. Not because they're doing bad without it, but because it's just going to strengthen the program. This comes to us from CenterDaily.com. HBCU League could be landing spot for Valdosta State. Valdosta State football just ended the SIAC football on Saturday by knocking off the HBCU League's champion, Miles College. Multiple sources that indicate that VSU is considering joining a new league and that the SIAC may be a landing spot. The Gulf South Conference, considered the premier NCAA Division II football league for many years, will see 3 of its football members leave for another conference in July. Erskine College, Chowan University, and North Greenville University are all joining Conference Carolinas. A 4th school, Mississippi College, is getting out of the football business altogether. HBCU Game Day, they use HBCU Game Day, so shout out to a friend of the show, HBCU Game Day, has reached out to the Valdosta State Athletics Department and is awaiting comment. SIAC Commissioner Dr. Anthony Holloman, meanwhile, spoke with HBCU Game Day regarding the league's attraction to potential institutions in general. The brand is growing, and for any institutions that are interested in the SIAC, it should be the right fit for our mission and our vision. We pride ourselves on being diligent with any inquiries we get. We haven't received any inquiries. I personally haven't made any overtures. Holloman said that it makes sense that institutions in the league's footprint would have interest. The league currently has a total of 15 institutions, a mix of public and private universities, and a predominantly white institution, Spring Hill College. SIAC believes that it is special and a strong brand. We will not be surprised that people are interested in us, but we will be thoughtful and go through an operation driven by the Council of Presidents Valdosta State football is set to take on an HBCU from the CIAA, Virginia Union, in the third round of the D2 football playoffs. Let me go ahead and say this. If their reason for joining is because they actually want to be a part of a well-coached conference, I'm all for it. If their reason for joining is, well, I just want to get in a conference where we can dominate these Negroes and still make the playoffs, then I agree with Commissioner Holland. I don't necessarily see why it wouldn't be a good fit. I think we got to get out of this mindset that somehow PWIs don't belong in HBCU conferences. Listen, if it's going to make the football program stronger, I say go for it. And right now, the SIAC is very strong in terms of the football that they're doing. So I'm for it. But I'd love to hear what you have to say about it. So head on over to my socials, at Nick Eden on Twitter, at Nick Eden on Instagram, and let me know your thoughts. Y'all, we're going to take our second commercial break. It's 29 after the hour. When we come back, we're going to talk about St. Augustine's University and the things that they are dealing with and what can be done to change it. It's In the Quad with Nick Eden.
When I push, I feel
This is not just delivery. This is knowing even superheroes can use a sidekick. Walgreens.
From now on, it's all about us. Starting a family, buying a car, our first home.
They told you to open an account, then turned you away. They said, come back when you're ready. You said, we're ready now.
I know we're going to make it.
Hope makes it happen. Thousands of your neighbors, many who never had a bank account before, improved their lives with Hope Credit Union. You can too. Brighter futures begin with Hope.
Is that your new Nissan Rogue?
Yeah, crazy story. So this morning, I'm at the Nissan Thrill of Summer sales event, taking a test drive. When Dave, the sales guy, is like, you're gonna love this. He shows me the best-in-class fuel economy and lets me know it's recommended by Consumer Reports. When Dave says, these cars are going fast, I knew I had to have that Rogue.
Nissan offers 6 vehicles starting under $30,000, like Rogue, with 2.9% financing for 60 months.
Amazon fall favorites are here. Save on fashion, home, beauty, and more. Shop Amazon fall favorites now.
Y'all, welcome back to In the Quad with Nick Eden. Let me see if I'm having some technical difficulties here, because it seems like I am. And what's going on with my microphone? All right, I'm changing microphones tomorrow. I'm getting my other one. I'll tell you, it is never a dull moment when you are doing a live show. Now, see, if I go back to doing a pre-recorded show, y'all gonna swear up and down I'm crazy, but I don't know what's going on. All right, y'all. So again, welcome back to Involved with Nick Eden. We are right in the middle of our main topics. Let's get to our last main topic. Our last main topic, St. Augustine's University. Is it not showing up? What is going on? Okay, I do not see what's happening right now. Y'all hold on one second. This is killing me. Y'all know I like doing a well-produced show. And okay. So it's showing up on y'all side, just not on my side. Wonderful, great. But St. Augustine's University, y'all, I have talked about St. Augustine's for quite a while. Let me just go ahead and pull myself back up here because there's no reason to not do this. All right, so St. Augustine's University, this is what we know, y'all. St. Augustine's has had quite a bit of issues over the last year or so. They had issues with their previous president, had a new president come in. There was some discrepancies when it came to money. There was issues with accreditation. Their accreditation was taken or put on probation. Then they got it back. They did not have money, and I was there when this happened. I was in Raleigh, North Carolina, when they were dealing with the situation where you had faculty and staff who they did not have the money to keep them. Like they didn't have the money to pay them. So a lot of them were just like, hey, man, where's my check? I'm still working, but where's my check? They ended up getting an influx here of about $30 million. It was a $30 million line of credit, if I'm not mistaken. But as you know, Ministry Watch reports here, St. Augustine's University cuts its staff completely in half by 50% to keep accreditation. Facing mounting debt and accreditation concerns, St. Augustine's University has eliminated 136 staff, about half its total workforce. The Triangle Business Journal reported that the cuts were made as part of an emergency plan by the HBCU in Raleigh, North Carolina, to become compliant with its accreditation agency, SACS. I have my issues with SACS. I will talk about them at a later time. The plans, because they've been responsible for more HBCUs closing than any other single entity. And I got some serious issues with SACS. The plan slash 37 full-time faculty positions, 32 adjunct faculty positions, and 67 other staff positions. The school also reported eliminating several under-enrolled programs in effort to reduce its operating budget by $17 million compared to the previous fiscal year. So let me stop there. So here's the deal with that. I agree with, if you got some underperforming programs, one of the biggest criticisms I have about our institutions is we have way too many majors. We do. We got way too many majors. And I would rather build out robust programs with the majors that we have than, we've got 120 different degree programs and 67 of them are vastly underperforming. While we recognize the seriousness of these financial adjustments, these decisions are essential for safeguarding the future of St. Augustine's University and the students we serve, says Hadley Evans Jr., Vice Chairman of the Board of Trustees and Chair of the Finance Committee. SAU has struggled to keep its doors open amid years of financial struggle and plummeting enrollment. According to Inside Higher Ed, the current fall semester welcomed only about 200 students, down from the 700 the previous year, which was a drop from the more than 1,100 students in the fall of 2022. Meanwhile, the mounting debts have led to payroll problems since February 9, when delayed checks caused class cancellations. So basically, y'all forgive that helicopter out there. They were like, y'all ain't got my check? Yeah, that shit's crazy. Yeah, class canceled. Yeah. SAU was taken to court for unpaid work, and the IRS filed a $7.9 million lien against the university for delinquent taxes dating back as far back as 2020. Let me say this much, because this is a lot. This really is a lot. What I see right now from St. Augustine's is, I get that they changed the president, but you need to clean house on the board as well. And this is the thing, it's a private university, so it's not, I'm not in favor of the state stepping in. I thought it was absolutely tragic what happened at Tennessee State. But there's a leadership issue overall. And let me go ahead and say this. I remember when I first got to Raleigh in September. And for me, anytime I'm in a city where there are HBCUs, I'm like, oh, I'm going to HBCUs. I'm going to visit the campus. I want to take it in. I've never been to Shaw. I've never been to St. Augustine's. I'm like, got to make this happen. And just so happens that not only was St. Augustine right down the street from my office, it was also a situation where they were having a recruiting issue for canvassers. And listen, I know anytime I've been somewhere where there's some HBCUs and I'm running a campaign, oh, I'm gonna get some canvassers because I'm going straight to the yard because we shelling out. At that point, we were shelling out $23 an hour. I'm like, I'm gonna hit the yard. Some of these students, we're gonna have these big launches on the weekends. I went to St. Augustine's and it looked like a ghost town. I got emotional when I saw the campus. The only thing I could say that I had seen like that before was the first time I went to Russ College. And even Russ has made some improvements since then. But St. Augustine's, I got emotional because I'm like, I can't believe that this campus, it looked abandoned. And so, again, let's talk solutions. I want to talk problems. Let's talk solutions. I have been a proponent for competency-based education for a very long time. And I have seen situations where it has saved schools. I know there are people who have an issue with competency-based education. But let me go ahead and say this. Would you rather overhaul the school or would you rather it closed? So for all the academic purists out there, you might want to go ahead and log off now because you're not going to like what I have to say. What I would like St. Augustine's to do is to take the model of the University of Maine at Presque Isle, a school that's comparable in size, comparable in staff size now, but has about 4 times, actually about 5 times, almost 5 times the student enrollment, with roughly 60% of it being online. What they did was they took the competency-based model, and if anybody who does not know what CBE means, think CLEP exams. Think me having the opportunity to have this class and I can test out of it. Now, the biggest competency-based university in the country is Western Governors University. How they work is you pay a flat rate for a 6-month term. They don't do semesters, they do terms. Within that 6-month term, you can knock out as many classes as you can pass, whether that's via a test that's proctored, where you're taking a test, somebody's watching you, they have access to your screen, you're taking a test, or you're doing a paper or a series of papers, presentations, things of that nature to prove that you are knowledgeable about that class. And once you prove that, you get your credits and you can go on. I've known people under this model. And somebody asked about this in Fam Topics, and I'm going to talk about it a little bit more. I've known people with this model who have finished a degree, start to finish, in 4 to 6 months. Which is why I want people to get out of the mindset of, oh, it's a 4-year degree. No, it's a bachelor's degree. It's a bachelor's degree. Now, St. Augustine's University is already set up to accept competency-based education. Because if you are a school that accepts CLEP exams, which half of the universities, at least half of the universities in the United States of America accept CLEP exams, including all HBCUs, by the way, then you can employ this program. The program that UMPI has, they have several bachelor's degrees and one master's degree in this program. Instead of doing a 6-month term, they do an 8-week term. So over the course of that 8 weeks, you can take as many courses as you can pass, and they do it at a flat rate of, I think right now it's $1,700 per term, per 8-week term. Fully compliant. They're accredited by the Northeast Commission on Higher Education. It's the SACS, it's the Northeastern equivalent of SACS, basically. And they are a regionally accredited university. When they started this program back in 2019, they had an enrollment of about 600 students. Currently, they sit at about 2,000 students, with, again, nearly 70% of them being online students. This has reinvigorated the program. It has helped their other programs. It has bolstered the school's rankings, their national rankings, and it has been a lifesaver and lifeblood for the University of Maine at Presque Isle. I have personally sent 5 students who have completed their degrees start to finish in less than a year. And in most cases, in less than 5 months. And they've only done 1, maybe 2 terms at UMPI. There's some other things that you do leading up to that so that you can transfer in credits that they will accept. This model needs to be taken up by St. Augustine's University. If you just look at Raleigh, take the other HBCU. When you look at Raleigh, you're not going to be able to compete with Shaw University right now, even though they got their own set of issues. And they've only got about 700 to 1,000 students. So you're not going to be able to compete with them. You're not going to be able to compete with North Carolina State. You're not going to be able to compete with Central. If somebody's HBCU minded, you got Central right down the street. You got Winston-Salem. You've got Johnson C. Smith. You've got A&T. You got all these ones, and they're not going to be able to compete with them. But what you can do as a small university is take this model and mirror it at your university. Start with a Bachelor of Interdisciplinary Studies, a Bachelor in Criminal Justice, and a Bachelor in Business Administration. Those are 3 of the easiest online programs to get greenlit through SACS. I know this to be an actual fact. Don't worry about a master's degree right now. Concentrate on those 3 degrees. Interdisciplinary Studies, Business Administration, Criminal Justice. Criminal Justice is going to get you an influx of people that are going into law enforcement, that are going to get advanced degrees that are going to be in law. Business Administration is still one of the most in-demand degrees in this country because businesses are always going to need degree people to work there. And if you go with the interdisciplinary studies, what you're going to catch is you're going to catch a portion of the 40 million Americans that are classified as some college, no credential. They've got some previous credits. You become really transfer friendly. Bring them in, give them about a 30 credit residency requirement, and you run it. You don't have to do the 6-month term like WGU or the 8-week term like UMPI. You can do 5, 8, and 16-week semesters. Give them an option on that. Give them a flat rate for that. Stop charging them per credit specifically for that program. Make it to where you have to be 20 and up so you're not screwing up your traditional freshman class, which again, it's only 200 of them. Right now, you got nothing to lose. And put together a comprehensive program that will be attractive not only to students coming out of high school, but those adults who are looking to return to college to finish their degrees. That is how you save St. Augustine from an eventual closing. Because I'm telling you right now, if you've got a SACS accreditation and you only have 200, That means your leadership is currently not strong enough to navigate through the woods, like somebody like a Kevin James was at Morris Brown, or somebody like a Chris Ray is at Barber Scotia, or like Knoxville before the fire happened, who was on the same path. Y'all are not in a position to do that, and I'm telling you, it's gonna screw you up if you don't. So, hear me and understand me, and I will be glad to talk to anybody about this. I understand this is a reason. Competency-based education is a reason that I'm going for my doctorate, because I am going to design programs specific for HBCUs to employ these type of programs so that we can expand into these online stratospheres and be able to do. It is December 4th. December 1st, Western Governors announced an enrollment of 11,751. And we get 1% of that. 1% of that at St. Augustine's, and it changes the course of the university forever. We'll be right back. It's in the Quad with Nick Eaton.
From now on, it's all about us. Starting a family, buying a car, our first home.
They told you to open an account, then turned you away. They said, come back when you're ready. You said, we're ready now.
I know we're going to make it.
Hope makes it happen. Thousands of your neighbors, many who never had a bank account before, improved their lives with Hope Credit Union. You can too. Brighter futures begin with hope.
When I put when I push, I feel good. When I pull, I feel good.
This is not just delivery. This is knowing even superheroes can use a sidekick. Walgreens.
Amazon fall favorites are here. Save on fashion, home, beauty, and more. Shop Amazon fall favorites now.
Hey, sweet new gear. It's like Best Buy hooked you guys up.
Pretty sick, right?
What is that?
That's our traveling trophy. Oh, that's what's up, man.
Ah, a goat for the goats. Fits these pro-level setups.
Last year's trophy.
Not a goat.
Nope.
What if you could get all the latest and greatest gaming gear from one place?
All right, y'all, 51 past the hour. We went drastically over on our main topics, but it is time for our fam topics. Yo, Uncle Samson is back, y'all. Uncle Samson is back. I want your fam topics, y'all. This is my favorite part of the show. Listen, we have a few more. I'm going to push those to tomorrow, but I did want to get these 3 in. And if you would like your fam topics read on this show, it's really simple. Just head over to my socials at Nick Eaton on Twitter, at Nick Eaton on Instagram, at Nick Eaton on Fanbase. Click the link tree in the bio, submit your questions. If it is appropriate and it gets past Uncle Samson, we will read it. All right, let's get to our first one. And our first fam topic. So in the midst of all these changes, did anyone see FAMU looking for a new press? Absolutely. Absolutely. Did y'all think that they weren't? The gentleman, and I forgot, what's crazy is a good friend of his is the sister to my best friend, and I still don't know his name. But he wasn't going to be the permanent president. They were going to do, they were going to be looking for another president. So this came from Office of Communications, statement from the FAMU Board of Trustees, Kristen Harper. FAMU is an exceptional institution with a basically this is what they did. They announced their chair members to let's see. I want to see who these people are. I should have put this up on here, but StreamYard was tripping. Yeah, basically they've got quite a few. Let's see. Tamika Anderson, FAMU alumna and managing director of Global Head Consumer and Retail, City Commercial Banking, Dr. Jamal Brown. These are the members of the search committee. FAMU alumnus, trustee and faculty senate president and associate professor of pharmacy practice at the FAMU College of Pharmacy and Pharmaceutical Sciences Institute of Health. John Crossman, president of FAMU trustee and president of Crossmark Services. Let's see. Let's see what we got here. Let's see if anybody was on that document with Mr. March in 237. It looks like it's pretty clean. Kim Godwin, FAMU alumna and retired former president of ABC News. Now I'm telling you right now, that's a bad sister right there. That's a bad sister right there. Shout out to Ms. Godwin. That's a bad sister. Curtis Johnson, president of the National Alumni Association. Whew, that's going to be interesting. All right, so essentially they're looking for a new president. It's going to be an extensive search. The guy was an interim president. He wasn't there to replace Larry permanently, and I think they're doing the right thing. So shouts out to them. Good luck on their search. I hope they pull away, a great president that's going to continue to, take FAMU to heights beyond heights. All right, what we got next? Looks like it's about to be another round of SWAC coach shuffling. This is the dumbest mindset. Not this, because there's no such thing as a dumb question. So I'm not gonna say it's a dumb question. It's the dumbest mindset that you can have. Again, if you have a coach that can actually coach, and they just may not have the resources or the support, the program's gonna falter. SWAC shuffling got Willie Simmons at FAMU. Look at how that worked out for them. I'm just saying. Now, yeah, somebody would say Willie is an exceptional coach, which is true. He is. But what would it have looked like if Coach Dancy would, instead of going to Colorado with Prime, would have gone somewhere with the resources like an Alabama State or a FAMU or a Prairie View or a Jackson State? You get what I'm saying? And I know what this comes from. This comes from everybody talking about, okay, should they spin the block and have Maynard back at Winston-Salem, or should he go to A&T, or does he go to, or could he be an OC at FAMU or Jackson State? We put it out there. Hey, definitely wouldn't mind seeing the brother as the OC at Alabama State. Yes, he was a play caller, and yes, in the last 5 years, 3 of those years, A&M has had number 1 or 2 offense, 3 at best, 3 at worst, in the SWAC. So hell yeah, I'd love to have Connell Maynard calling plays at Bama State. I love that. Yeah, go for it. Why not? What you got to lose? So yeah, y'all talk about the SWAC shuffling and all that other stuff, man. Go on with that mess, please. Go on with that mess. All right, what we got? Saw your post last night. Ain't no way somebody can get a 4-year degree in 4 months. That's not a diploma mill. I just talked about this in the St. Aug segment, and the reality is, y'all have got to get out of the mindset of calling it a 4-year degree. Especially because those of us who've been there know our time there could have been cut short if we were purely based on classes. We knew we took a lot of bullshit classes. It is what it is, man. It is what it is. This is just not true. And there are many reputable schools out there. But as a matter of fact, and I can't wait to bring to y'all this HBCU's Unlocked segment of the show that's going to be weekly, because I'm going to show you how some of your own alma maters have quote unquote 4-year degrees that are designed to be completed in 18 months or less. So I don't want to hear that. We got to change our mentality or we will die. And that's the truth. Y'all, my final thoughts are really simple. There are a lot of people that at the end of the day, they're out here trying to feed their family. And I do not think it's fair to revel in anyone losing a job. I don't think that that's fair. It's not right. So let's keep that in mind, that these are people with families. And what would it be like if you were online and you had people celebrating you or a family member of yours, a loved one, losing their job? I don't like it. I don't agree with it. I understand that sometimes it's necessary, but I think we can show more of a human element. And I think that it is incumbent upon us to be better than that. I appreciate everybody for tuning in. I'm sorry to leave on such a somber note, but I thought it was important. And I will see you all same time tomorrow. Take care.